As the French government and its allies sell their case for military action in Syria, the Foreign Ministry has increased its medical aid to Damascus, where a chemical attack in August killed over 1,400 people. The aid, including antidotes to nerve gas exposure, has been distributed by the Union of Syrian Medical Relief Organizations in Paris. For over 2 years, they've battled to treat patients with gunshot wounds and bomb blast injuries. But now doctors in Syria are struggling to treat victims suffering from suffocation and unconsciousness, symptoms that indicate poisonous gas was used.
La dernière attaque d'ampleur du 21 août dernier.
The last major attack on the 21st of August has forced us to provide a more coordinated response, undoubtedly under a lot of stress. We've had to gather, transport and deliver medical aid as quickly as possible in order to prepare for the likelihood of new attacks that could be far deadlier than the last one.
Stockpiles of antidotes like atropine and contrathion have increased, 4,000 tons of which have been provided by France. The aid is being distributed by the Union of French Syrian Doctors, which has set up several decontamination centers and is spreading awareness of what to do if a new chemical attack takes place.
People
in houses and flats should choose a room that is completely sealed off with no air vents or windows, and then they should isolate themselves in there for 24 hours until the state of emergency is lifted. For those unable to breathe or walk, they should be brought to medical clinics and hospitals. But they first need to be decontaminated in an airtight chamber in front of the hospital. Their patients can remove their clothes and shower before being admitted.
The Union of Syrian Doctors in Paris trains healthcare workers to practice in wartime conditions, but lack of resources and medicine shortages makes it difficult to administer even the most basic healthcare.
Using very rudimentary equipment, we tried to remove debris and glass from people's eyes and stitch up their wounds.
Police stations and shops have been transformed into makeshift hospitals where doctors battle to save lives. Under constant threat, hundreds of them have been killed.
I was supposed to do reconstructive surgery, but when I arrived, every day there were a lot of injury. So what was scheduled as surgery, we had to cancel it. The injuries were very serious. They were very serious. I mean, like injured by sharpened of tanks, of shelling, of missiles. So some people, they had their balls outside, their hip destroyed, something that you cannot imagine.
As diplomatic efforts continue to press for action against the Syrian regime accused of carrying out the August 21st attack, doctors brace themselves for the worst, and as the West makes its case for war based on the use of chemical weapons, for Syria's doctors, the red line was already crossed 2.5 years ago. Despite the generous medical aid sent by France to Syria, it's simply not enough to treat the 7 million people in desperate need of humanitarian assistance. And for the doctors working on the ground, it's becoming increasingly dangerous for them to treat patients. Many have lost their lives simply for trying to do their job. I'm Christina Riccello for JN1 in Paris.